it's about our project, what are we doing. So we are almost in front of the building, our team members behind me. So please show us our team members. And in a minute we will take the interview inside the building. So this building is that. Thank you. To know this organization, how it's providing help the teenage moms and children who is living with their moms.
We provide service in many different ways. We kind of call it, June Colwood calls themselves a one-stop shop for young mothers. So what we provide is counseling support, so anything from applying for social assistance, so OW, applying for daycares, looking for different high school programs, helping with their taxes, like that's kind of our counseling program. And then we also have a housing program, so they help with applying for subsidized housing or priority housing, as well as just going on housing searches. So with a couple of moms, we do housing searches online, and then we go with them to the actual apartments and see like how they are, if they're safe, and we help them. We advocate for a lot of the women and with landlords and that sort of thing. And we also provide nursery care. We have a nursery program upstairs, and so we provide daycare for it's usually under 3 years old. We mainly provide for the infants though. And we also do parent relief, which is like you can leave your child in our care for, let's say, like an afternoon if you have to run some errands, like do groceries or go to the bank or that sort of thing, so they know who's kind of watching their child, and it's for free. As well as we have a respite program, which is what that basically is, we have 4 respite care providers which are outside of the center, and they basically provide babysitting for anywhere from 2 to 4 days, I believe. And what that is their child gets dropped off at the respite care provider's house, and then the women get to have some free time for themselves. And because a lot of times the women we serve to sometimes don't have support such as family, friends, so it can be really hard to get a babysitter or just like someone you really trust to watch your child. So yes, I don't know the answer to that question.
So do you know any social issue for teenage mom? They might facing a family their family doesn't like they to have a baby too young. Right? They will have argument, right?
So they will have an argument?
Yeah, argument.
I would say that that's definitely an issue with some women, is like social support. A lot of, sometimes even their family finds out and they're not happy about it. But then you also have on the flip side some very, very supportive parents of like the women here. And like I know a lot of women here that still live with their parents, with their child, and they get along very well and they're very supportive. But then there are the people that unfortunately get kicked out of their family home when they find out that their daughter is pregnant. So it kind of goes both ways, and that's definitely a major social issue, but also can possibly lose some friends and social supports with a lot of discrimination. And then on top of that, being a young person who has a child, you're facing that much more discrimination on top of it. So I would say that that's definitely an issue, and having financial and family support is a huge problem, and definitely is something that we as a center, we do our best to support all the women.
So how many percent of teenage moms are there in GTA?
Oh, it's a tough question. To help young mothers, I would say
Relation?
No, I would say try to stop the stereotypes and stigmas that go around being a young parent. it's just an example of what the way you phrased one of your first questions to me was what kind of like problems and stuff that teen mothers have, and just to kind of try to, you know, when you're having conversations with others and young mothers may come up, try to, you know, change.
My asking is how about the children of teenage moms? Is this program also help them?
Help their children?
Yeah, children.
Yeah. So as I was talking about the nursery program upstairs, that's where all of like the children go during the time that they're here. So let's say one of the moms has an appointment with their counselor. They would then go upstairs to the nursery and drop their son or daughter upstairs, and we have 4 main nursery staff, and they all have their ECE or some other like CYC degree, and they basically help. Like it's usually one-on-one, like one-to-one, so one staff to one child, and they help them with everything. They spend all the time with them, and it's also one of the things where, like, if nursery staff notice that, hey, like, this child is having some issues, like, moving to solid foods if they're an infant, like, so when they're transferring, they help the mom to teach them, and, like, it's like a process where, you know, they work together to, with the mom and the child to kind of help them along. Does that make sense?
Yeah, one more question. Do you know how